Welcome to Big Daddy Gaming. I'm Thomas, and we're going to be looking at Infinite Adventures for the Nintendo Switch. I'd like to thank Stormseeker Games for the review copy. Ever since I played Crusaders of the Dark Savant back in the early 90s, I've been on the lookout for decent first-person dungeon crawlers. I was happy to have the opportunity to review Infinite Adventures from Stormseeker Games. Not only was I deeply impressed by this title, I consider this a must-buy for any RPG enthusiast. Keep watching to see why. Infinite Adventures has a compelling story with a few surprises layered within. The protagonist is completely customizable and takes center stage as the Traveler. The Traveler was found unconscious in the dungeons below the town of Giamata. Some 5 years later, the Traveler finally awakens with no memory. Hoping to learn more about the complex labyrinth, the Traveler puts together a band of like-minded explorers and gets to work. It was easy to become attached to the characters of my own design, but the NPCs in Infinite Adventures are just as likable. You meet other adventurers and townfolk with varied personalities and desires. It also helped that each character is fully voice acted and at a high level of quality too. The plot had me hooked, and I wanted to learn more about the mysteries surrounding the Traveler's clouded past. The leveling system is engaging with a flexible skill tree. You can make a lot of unique characters. There are 5 races and 10 different classes to choose from. Exploration is made easy with an auto map which can be hidden away if you fancy yourself a cartographer and have some graph paper handy. Customizing your party is deep yet simple right from the start. You can make your characters nobles, which give them a bonus to stat points, or make them commoners and gain additional skill points. Assigning them a trade such as blacksmith or chef also determine different bonuses. I spent hours just in the character creation menu. It's fantastic. But if you'd rather get straight to business, there are some stock characters available. The combat is smooth with a lot of skills and spells at your disposal. The standard RPG mechanics are present with a few new elements. Battles are random, with occasional mini-bosses marked on the map. There are plenty of difficult battles to be found in the winding maze, so you'll want to be prepared. Speaking of the maze, Infinite Adventures is full of well-designed labyrinths. There are hidden rooms and traps. Each floor has a puzzle room as well, but none that were so hard that it really slowed down progress for me. Early in the game, you'll unlock a portal which allows your team to visit randomly generated dungeons. This makes grinding a little more fun as you aren't traversing old areas. It's also a great way to train up a new party. Since you can face previous bosses, you also have a chance to get rare items you may have missed on your normal run-through. The art style and music combine to add a pleasurable harmony and enhance the gaming experience. There's an incredible score, and like I said earlier, the voice acting is top-notch. The playable character portraits look stunning and boast nearly 200 options. If I haven't sold you on Infinite Adventures yet, let me just say, I haven't had this much fun with a first-person dungeon crawler in a long time. They all follow a similar formula, but Infinite Adventures simplifies a lot of the mechanics and adds an exciting combat system with deeply customizable characters. The story hooked me early on, and I eagerly set out on an adventure day after day. There can be some tough battles, but it requires very little grind. Infinite Adventures is a great entry title if you haven't played this style of game, and it will certainly please returning fans. For the price and amount of content, it's hands down a must-buy game and gets a Big Daddy Gaming Golden Child, our perfect score.